Hey guys, welcome back. We are doing lesson 8 for phonics, so let's get busy. I'm going to share my screen with you. Get rid of the floating bar and get it in present mode for us. All right, lesson 8. Our learning targets. I can read tricky words. I can read words with the different spellings for the J sound, and I can ask and answer questions about key details in the story you never can tell. So we're going to review some tricky words. Remember, tricky words are words that do not play by the rules. So our tricky words are going to be on the next slide. I'm going to say a tricky word, and I want you to tell me a sentence for that tricky word, okay? So we got tricky words. We've got because, tomorrow, were, could, have, their, word, your, yesterday, to, today, are, should, and how. Those are all tricky words. So I'm going to show a word. I want you to read the word, and then I want you to use that word in a sentence. So for example, the word is were, and the sentence I would use is, there were 3 dogs on our porch. Were. Okay, your turn. What's this word? Are. Great job. Can you use it in a sentence? Are you my friend? That's an awesome sentence. What's this word? Great job. Should. Should. Can you use it in a sentence? Should you buy that candy? Should. What's this word? Could. Great job. And how would you use could in a sentence? Could you help me with my work? That's a great sentence with that word. Your. Oops, I told you that word. Your. Can you tell a sentence with your? Your car is dirty. Your. To. I want to go to. Yes, to. Ooh, what's that word? Their. Their, meaning it's their books. Okay, so what sentence could you write with that? Their house is blue. That's a great sentence. There. Ooh, this is a great word. We always use this word in our writing, don't we? What is that word? Because. Because. Can you use that word in a sentence? What sentence could you use there? I know my mom always said, because I said so. Yes, that was a statement. What is this? It's word. Word. How could you use word in a sentence? I know that word. And this word? Have. Awesome job. And a sentence? I have the hiccups. Ooh, what about that word? What's that word? Today. Great job. Today we have a snow day. Today. Awesome. Ooh, what's that word? Yesterday. Yesterday. And could you tell a sentence with that word yesterday? Yesterday we went to school. Yesterday. Ooh, what's that word? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Awesome. And how could you use tomorrow in a sentence? Tomorrow is Friday. Great job. What's that word? How. What sentence could you use with how? How old are you? How. All right, so let's look at our worksheet 8.1. Okay, and on here it's got some sounds that we're going to be working on. We've got the j sound, like in jump, gym, and fringe. Notice that the bar there is not very big on any of them, is it? It's not a very common spelling. But we've got the j making with a J sound, a G sound, and a GE sound. Okay, so let's go back into our slides. Okay, so j as in jump. Everybody repeat that after me. J, j, j. Great job. Notice that power bar, it's not very long. Now the j sound is a tricky sound, which means that it can be spelled in several different ways. And I just showed you that on that one sheet. We have the j as with a G, as in gym. Then we have j as in fringe. It's spelled with a GE. So we have three spellings for j. We have j as in jump, j as in gym, j as in fringe. And the power bars are not very big because it's not a very common spelling. All right, so let's share some words that make the j sound. Let's think about that, just make the j sound that's spelled with the J. What could we put there? Oh, we could put the word jump, couldn't we? Yes, jump. What's another J word we could put there? Jack? That's an awesome word, jack. Okay, well, let's move to the G sound that makes the G sound. We can put gym, like we had on the card earlier, gym. What other word could we put there? It has the J, but it's spelled with a G. What about the word magic? Magic. It's spelled M-A-G-I-C. Yes, but has the J sound. What about G-E? G-E. What about the word large? Large is spelled L-A-R-G-E. And what other word could we put there? What about charge? It's also spelled with the G-E, but it sounds like a J. Now, we don't have any odd ducks today, but if you can think of some, then we can write them there, okay? But we've got our three sounds for J, the J, the G, and the GE, but they all have the same sound, all right? Now, our spelling tree, remember we had the spelling tree with the K sound, with that K? Today we have a spelling tree with the J on it. Now, notice our spelling tree here. We have the J as in jump, J as in gym, J as in fringe. Let's look at these words that we have up here. For the J, we have jump, jar, and join, and jacket. Well, let's look at the G sound on the other side of the tree. We have gerbil, ginger, gym, and magic. Then our other J sound spelled with G-E, we have hinge, charge, and large. Great job. All right, so now we are going to read You Never Can Tell. And then we're going to do our worksheet 8.2, You Never Can Tell. So let's read You Never Can Tell. All right, you never can tell. Jack said that he could sell the coin that I found for 300 bucks, but I kept it and took it back to Nan's cabin. So what did Kate do? She kept it. We got a snack from the kitchen and then started to chat. Chat means we're talking. Can I see the coin? Nan asked. I stretched out my arm and gave it to her. If this coin had lips, Nan said, what would it tell us? Would it tell us who left it in that cave and why he or she was there? What magic tale could it tell us? I wish it would, I said. What is the legend of this coin? Legend means the history of the coin. I stared at the coin for a bit. Okay, there's Nan and Kate looking at the coin. Could it be that a robber hid it there? I asked. Did they have robbers back then? You bet they did, said Nan. But why would the robber hide just one coin? It seems like he would have hid a large batch of coins. A batch is a lot. Perhaps he did not have a large batch, I said. Perhaps this was all he stole. If that's all he stole, said Nan, then he was not such a good robber. Nan, I said, there's no such thing as a good robber. Nan smiled and nodded. After a bit, I said, if this coin cost 300 bucks, a robber would feel like he had to hide it. Well, Nan said, Spanish coins like this one are rare, so Jack can sell them for a lot of cash. But back then, when this coin was made, it was not rare. There were a lot of coins just like this one. Back then, this coin was sort of like a dime. I took a dime out of my pocket and said, so if I keep this dime for a long time until it gets rare and there are not a lot of them left, will it be a 300-buck dime? It could happen, said Nan. You never can tell. And there's a dime and that Spanish coin. Okay. All right. It says to use the table of contents, but we're going to skip that part. The title of this story was called You Never Can Tell. This title is an expression that means you cannot know what is going to happen in the future. And Nan says this a lot to Kate in the story, doesn't she? Yes. All right. So we saw different spellings in this story. We saw the ED like in stared. We had the ED as in started and nodded. We have stretched and asked. It's got the ED, but it sounds like a T. We have other two-syllable words like kitchen, robber, perhaps, after, happen, magic, and legend. Okay, and then we had tricky words in this story also. Oops. Let me go back one. It was would and could. All right, so we saw all those in our story, didn't we? So let's look at vocabulary that we saw. We saw the word chat. Chat means to talk. Great job. Stretched means to reach out for something, right? And we all know what a robber is. They take something that's not theirs. Nodded means to shake your head. Dime is currency. It's a coin worth 10 cents. And then you've got rare. That rare coin there means it's unusual. There's not a lot of it. So we read You Never Can Tell. So let's talk about it now. Did Kate decide to sell or keep that coin? She kept the coin, didn't she? Yes. And at the end of the coin shop, Kate was excited that she could sell her coin for 300 bucks, but she instead decided to keep it. Why do you think she decided not to sell that coin? Do you think maybe that she thought this was a great find and that she wanted to share it with other people instead of getting money for it? Or maybe she wanted to hold on to it longer and see if it got more value? Could be. Number 3, Nan asked what the coin would say if it had lips. What does she mean by this? If the coin could talk, it could tell us all about it, right? Where it came from, what happened to it, right? How did it end up in that cave? If the coin could tell us, that's what it would tell us. Who took it? Kate says there is no such thing as a good robber. What does she mean by this? Because normally robbers are taking things that are not theirs, right? So that's not a good thing, is it? No, it's not, because they get in trouble for taking something that's not theirs. So we shouldn't take something that's not ours. Number 5, why can Jack sell the coin for so much money? Because he's a coin specialist, isn't he? He works in that coin shop and he knows how much the money's worth because, or how much the coin is worth because he looked it up, right? Yes. So he knows how much money he can get for it. What does Nan mean when she says, you never can tell? It's like, we don't know what could happen, right? We don't know. It's something that's undecided. All right, so let's look at our worksheet. You never can tell. Nan said Kate had to sell the coin. Yes or no? Number 2, Kate did sell the coin. Yes or no? Number 3, Kate and Nan think that a robber could have hidden the coin in the cave. Yes or no? Number 4, things that are rare cost a lot. Yes or no? Number 5, is Kate glad that she found the coin? Why or why not? And then on the bottom, you're going to pick a part of the story and illustrate it and write a sentence to go along with your picture. Awesome job. And then here on 8.3, you've got the coin shop story that you just need to practice reading at home. Okay? Because remember, read, read, read makes a better reader, helps with fluency and all that. All right, so our learning targets today were I could read tricky words, I can read words with the different spellings for the just sound. What were the just sounds? We had the J, the G, and the GE, but they all make the J sound. Good. We asked and answered questions about key details in the story you never can tell. All right, so let me stop sharing. And that is the end of our story, guys. I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye, my friends.